Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a real head-scratcher in the world of fast food. Popeyes, a brand that seems to be absolutely crushing it with viral hits, is watching some of its biggest store operators go bankrupt. So what is going on? Let's get into it.
Think about it. This is the brand that launched a chicken sandwich that basically broke the internet. It created a cultural moment. So how on earth could its stores be failing? It sounds like a simple question, but the answer is way more complicated than you'd think, and it tells us a lot about the cracks forming in the fast food world.
Okay, first things first, let's get one thing straight. People are obsessed with fried chicken. This chart shows it all. Traffic to chicken joints grew by 3% last year. Meanwhile, the rest of the fast food industry actually shrank by 1%. So the demand? It's definitely there. People want more chicken.
So with that crazy demand as our backdrop, let's dive into the story. It really all kicked off with what everyone started calling the chicken sandwich wars. And this wasn't just about selling a few sandwiches. This was a viral showdown that completely changed the game.
To really get what's happening today, you gotta look back. Back in the 80s, it was all about the burger wars. But then in 2019, Popeyes dropped its chicken sandwich, and bam, the internet just exploded. A whole new war began. But here's the twist. Just a few years later, right in the middle of this chicken craze, a huge franchisee goes belly up. How?
So why is chicken so popular right now? Well, according to industry experts like Riley Newman, it really comes down to two things: experience and variety. Think about it. You can get chicken as a sandwich, you can get it as tenders, on the bone, you can customize it with a million different sauces. That flexibility is the secret sauce. Literally, that's driving all that growth.
But here's where the story takes a turn. Right when chicken is king, one of the biggest players in the Popeyes system just stumbled. And their story, well, it exposes some pretty deep cracks forming in the foundation of the whole industry.
Okay, so the company we're talking about is Sailorman Inc. And listen, these guys weren't some small-time operation. They were one of Popeyes' biggest partners in the U.S., running more than 130 restaurants in Florida and Georgia. We're talking almost 3,000 employees. And on January 15th, they filed for bankruptcy.
Now, you might hear the word bankruptcy and think, okay, game over, they're done. But Chapter 11 is a little different. It's more like hitting a giant pause button. It gives the company a chance to restructure, to rework its finances, and to try and get back on its feet. But don't get it twisted, it's still a massive red flag, a sign of very, very serious trouble.
And what's the first thing that happens when you're in that much trouble? This, 17. That's the number of Popeyes locations that Sailorman shut down just like that. They called them underperforming and figured closing them would save them over $1 million a year.
So, the big question is, how does a massive franchisee in a market that's booming end up in bankruptcy court? Well, it wasn't just one thing. It was a perfect storm, really. A mix of their own mistakes and just crushing pressure from the outside world.
And this table lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got all the internal drama, a business deal that collapsed, lawsuits, and just not enough cash to operate. And on the other side, you have these massive economic forces just hammering them. High inflation, crazy borrowing costs, and a really tough post-pandemic recovery.
And if you look closer at their internal mess, it's really like watching a line of dominoes fall. It all started when a deal to sell 16 stores in Georgia just fell apart. That triggered lawsuits, which forced them to close even more stores, which wrecked their finances, and you can see where this is going. It all led to that final default.
And in the end, it all boiled down to this absolutely mind-blowing number: $130 million. That's the mountain of debt they defaulted on. Once the bank came knocking to collect on that, well, the game was up. Bankruptcy was the only move they had left.
So, okay, that's one company's story. But why does it matter to the rest of us? Because this isn't just about Sailorman's bad luck. Their failure is like a warning sign for the entire fast food industry.
The chicken game is just brutal right now. You've got the old guards, right? The legacy brands like Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, but then you've got these newer, kind of hipper challengers like Raising Cane's and Dave's Hot Chicken coming in and just stealing the show, grabbing fans left and right. And listen, this isn't just a problem for the franchisees, the guys on the ground. The pressure goes all the way to the top. Popeye's parent company, RBI, has been feeling the pain too. They actually reported falling sales for 3 quarters in a row last year. It just goes to show the entire brand is feeling the heat.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that even a viral, culture-shifting, internet-breaking product like the Popeyes chicken sandwich is not a golden ticket anymore. It's a tough lesson that a viral moment won't always save you from rising costs and fierce competition, which leaves us with this one big question to chew on. In an economy like this, if going viral isn't enough, what does it really take to win the fast food wars?